Hey folks, the number one question that we continue to receive from our clients is how can we profit from a rising rates and rising inflation environment? And when I hear a question like that come up as much as it is right now, it does make me kind of take a step back and think, hmm, what if we are at a peak inflation and peak interest rate point already? And so that's something to, I think, keep in the back of our minds. Now, having said that, it does look to me like interest rates have somewhat higher to go. And I wanted to just show you guys one ETF that I think is one that one may want to keep on the radar, as it's a simple way to profit from rising rates and rising inflation. And quite frankly, at the same time, it could also be used as a hedge because, like, for example, I spoke with someone earlier today who was looking just generally for an overall portfolio hedge against a rising rate environment. And so if you look at 10-year yields, which is what's on the screen right now, you can see kind of what that looks like optically. You know, if you have ever looked at charts before, you can kind of see this looks like it wants to go higher. Now, the ETF that we want to look at is ticker symbol EQRR. And before we go any further, let me just quickly go and give you the optics around this. Optically, to no great surprise, this should more or less look like the 10-year yield chart that I showed you before. And this is kind of what you would want to, one would get to if one were to draw some simple lines. And, again, something that is more bullish than bearish at this juncture. But what is important to understand is what actually is in this ETF. So I went to the website of this company, and just so you guys know, this is not this is not a sponsored message or anything by this ETF, by this company. I'm literally just sharing this information. But if you were to go to the company website of this EQRR ETF, and you were to look at the holdings of this ETF, you would see a lot of the candidates in there, a lot of the suspects that one would imagine to be in there, which is basically financials and energy stocks. And some of these names are PNC Financial, Citizens Financial, Schwab, JP Morgan. On the energy side, Schlumberger, Phillips 66, Occidental Petroleum, Devon Energy, and so on and so forth. And so I just wanted to share this. If you are looking to, if you are concerned about inflation, if you think it's going to go higher, if you think interest rates are going higher, and you want to keep it simple, literally just buying the EQRR ETF is something worth considering, as it consists of a lot of things, stocks, that should do well as rates go higher and inflation pressure is higher. So I hope this is helpful. Ticker symbol EQRR.